Hello and welcome to yet another edition of ProtoMet's First Impressions, where I give my thoughts on the first episode of any new tokusatsu show. And in today's video, I'm going to be talking about the new entry in the Ultra series, Ultraman Taiga, which premiered this past Friday. Now, first off the bat, I am going to admit, pretty gutsy of them to kill off three of the main characters before the opening credit sequence. Seriously, they get wrecked. But I will give the show some credit, because while it does appear that they're going to be yet again calling on the powers of other past Ultras, at least this season starts off by at least showing a scene where these other past Ultras are at least granting the heroes their powers. So there's no big mystery as to where they got these powers that are connected to the previous Ultras. We're showing it right off the bat, which good. I like that. It's about time. And I know this isn't actually brought up in the first episode, but I am aware, thanks to pre-release material, that this show actually stars three Ultra heroes. Ultraman Taiga, which the show is named after, Ultraman Titus, and Ultraman Fuma. And they get killed off before the opening credit sequence by an evil Ultra by the name of Trigear. Trigear? I think it's pronounced Trigear. Anyway, so he's basically set up as being the villain of the season, and good. I actually like the fact that it seems like for a full season we're going to have an evil Ultraman be a major antagonist. Probably not the big antagonist in some storylines, but the more focused villain. This show does definitely have bad guys in the form of alien criminals. And it's actually revealed after the credit sequence that aliens live on Earth in secret. And some of them are criminals, as is presented in this episode, as these aliens attack this escort with the intent of stealing what this one guy has in like a huge capsule thing. Now, this brings me to the topic of this show's defense team, which, going into it, I expected it to be like other defense teams from seasons past, where it's like some big organization with a lot of technology and probably working under the government. But no! Sorry. No, this season's defense team is actually more like a small private company, which is working on commission. That's interesting. I'm interested in that. We're also introduced to the show's lead human character, Hiroyuki Kudo, who, for some reason, we're never actually explained, can hear Ultraman Taiga. And the way that it plays out, it makes it seem as though Hiroyuki has been able to hear Taiga's voice for a while. He just doesn't know who it is he's talking to. So I guess he just casually accepts the fact that he's being haunted by what I suppose is a ghost. Again, we're not shown their first meeting or how Hiroyuki came to, I guess, be possessed by Taiga's ghost. But we are given, it is at least somewhat implied that Hiroyuki not only can hear Taiga, but is probably used to it by now, as he doesn't seem to freak out over hearing voices or whatever. So, okay, that's cool. So, the villains, turns out they want the capsule because it contains a baby monster that the guy that the defense team, EGIS, were contracted to help escort to a specific location before a specified time. Turns out he's that guy was an alien who was just trying to get this baby alien to a spaceship so that he could take it back to the monster's home planet. Okay. Okay. But the evil alien guy, more predominantly alien magma, this guy over here, he gets a hold of the capsule, and turns out he's using the baby monster to lure in another monster, the mother, who will, so that the mother can get her butt kicked by another monster that the magma alien and this other alien are trying to auction off to other extraterrestrial criminals. It's it's good. I like it. I like the direction they decided to go with that. It's like, okay. Like, this isn't the first season that has aliens operating on Earth, but I kind of feel like there's a bit more of a focus on the fact that they're operating on Earth in secret. I know Jeed had that somewhat, but this one feels like there's a bit more going on behind the scenes, and there's no, like, organization trying to police that. At least not as far as I can see. So, let's see. So, uses the baby to lure in the mother so that the mother can get her butt kicked by another monster they're trying to sell. And then another monster shows up and just immediately kills the monster they were trying to auction off. And just starts causing chaos. And Hiroyuki kind of gets caught in the thick of it. And while in the thick of it, he ends up once again hearing Taiga's voice, who basically tells him, okay, I've picked you to fuse with, and basically gives Hiroyuki the ability to transform into Taiga, which he does, which... It's that whole sequence. I'm okay with that. There's, like... It's not like he suddenly gets the powers without any sort of explanation, like last season. Ugh. What a bad season that was. We're not talking about that. We're talking about what I'm liking. Now, so he turns into Ultraman Taiga and beats the third monster and saves the day. And while this is all going on, I like the fact that the guy that the defense team was escorting is actually present to basically give the defense team, who are just on the ground watching all this, an explanation as to what's going on, as opposed to the show just having a narrator explain what's going on to the audience. I loved the fact that there was a character there explaining the situation to other characters so that they know what's going on in future episodes. That's clever. I really liked that. It took the whole narrator talking to the audience thing and actually does something interesting with it. That was cool. I like that. What else? And that's basically how the show how the episode ends. But as like a bonus, there's like a voice drama that that Tsuburaya released on their YouTube channel, which actually I really like because it actually shows a snippet of Taiga's history, and actually introduces a new character from M78 named Phyllis, who, despite the name, is I'm assuming it's a guy because it sounds like a guy. So, but Phyllis is essentially a museum curator, basically, and I like the fact that this voice drama introduced a character from the Land of Light who isn't a warrior. Like, I feel that's great. I like the idea that there are more than just heroes on the Land of Light. That there are also regular people, regular civilian workers. I like that. The short voice drama isn't terribly long, but the fact that it decided to flesh out the Land of Light just a little bit really enjoyed this. I quite enjoyed this first episode, and I hope more stuff happens. And I am aware, thanks to pre-release media, that ultimately Hiroyuki is going to turn into all three of the characters, Taiga, Titus, and Fuma. But that's not relevant to the first episode because he only changes into Taiga in this first episode. But definitely have mostly positive impressions of this season. So I'm looking forward to seeing more of it. Until next time, this has been me, ProtoMet, giving my thoughts on the first episode of a new Tokusatsu show. See ya.